If the wife is smart, she will take turns each night and sleep with all the brothers. It's not like the older brother wants her the whole time.
This is a bit embarrassing, but how do you deal with sex at night?
That we have to work out. We make shifts, change shifts, and sleep on alternate days, or else it won't work.
Tibet, the roof of the world, boasts unique traditions like walking marriages, allowing women multiple partners, and polyandry, where brothers share a wife. Lhasa, meaning place of the gods, enchants with serene mountains and emerald lakes. Beyond its stunning landscapes, Tibet's rich culture and distinctive customs, rooted in resilience and spirituality, offer a fascinating glimpse into a way of life unlike any other. Marriage proposals, a cultural obligation. In Tibetan culture, a long-standing tradition dictates that women must accept their first marriage proposal, as rejecting it is considered a serious taboo. Refusal is believed to bring dishonor not only to the woman but also to her family, highlighting the importance of family honor and community cohesion. In Tibetan society, collective well-being often takes precedence over individual desires, and marriage is viewed as a means of maintaining social stability. Despite the constraints this tradition imposes, women have developed subtle strategies to navigate it. If a woman prefers another suitor, she may stage an encounter with her true love, creating circumstances that lead her family and community to accept the desired match. This reflects the delicate balance between personal choice and communal expectations. While this practice may appear restrictive, it underscores the deep-rooted values of social unity and familial reputation. It exemplifies how Tibetan culture prioritizes harmony and collective interests, demonstrating the intricate relationship between tradition, individual agency, and societal norms in shaping marriage customs. Restricted tourism, preserving Tibet's fragile beauty. Tibet's stunning beauty and rich cultural heritage have long captivated travelers, but access to the region has always been heavily restricted. Although tourism began opening up in the 1980s, Tibet's remote and delicate nature means that even today, visitors must join organized tours and obtain special permits to enter. This system of controlled tourism helps preserve Tibet's unique environment and cultural traditions, ensuring that the influx of visitors does not overwhelm its fragile ecosystems or disrupt its way of life. These restrictions are intended to protect Tibet's breathtaking landscapes, which include majestic mountains, immaculate lakes, and expansive plateaus, from the potential harm caused by mass tourism. The region is home to a delicate balance of flora and fauna, which could be threatened by uncontrolled human activity. Additionally, Tibet's cultural and spiritual heritage, deeply tied to Buddhism and its traditional way of life, is safeguarded by limiting the number of outsiders who can visit at any given time. While these regulations may seem restrictive, they also offer visitors a more meaningful and respectful experience. Traveling through Tibet under guided supervision provides a deeper understanding of its unique culture, spiritual practices, and natural wonders. Tour groups are often led by local Tibetan guides who share their knowledge of the land, the people, and the region's history, allowing for a more immersive and authentic experience. Furthermore, organized tours help ensure that tourists remain on designated paths, minimizing their impact on sacred sites and the environment. By balancing accessibility with preservation, Tibet's approach to tourism ensures that its natural and cultural treasures remain intact for future generations, while still allowing visitors to experience the profound beauty and spirituality of this extraordinary land. The chilling newborn ritual. The chilling newborn ritual is one of Tibet's most extreme and debated traditions, deeply tied to its harsh environment and cultural beliefs. This ritual involves immersing a baby in icy glacial waters on their first birthday, testing the child's resilience. Life on the Tibetan plateau is shaped by high altitudes and freezing temperatures, and this practice is believed to prepare children for the region's unforgiving climate. Surviving the immersion is seen as a sign of strength, a vital trait for enduring Tibet's extreme conditions. many believe the shock of cold water enhances the child's physical endurance and strengthens their immune system, helping them withstand the region's brutal weather and demanding lifestyle. While this tradition has been followed for generations, it has faced criticism, particularly from outsiders who see it as unnecessarily harsh. Critics argue that it poses serious health risks for vulnerable infants. However, Tibetans view it as a sacred rite of passage, performed with great care. A trusted elder or family member ensures the baby is removed quickly and kept warm afterward. Despite the controversy, this ritual symbolizes the resilience of the Tibetan people, who have adapted to one of the world's most challenging landscapes for centuries. Tibetan temples and monasteries. Tibetan temples and monasteries are more than just architectural marvels. They are deeply sacred spaces that reflect the profound spiritual connection between the Tibetan people and their natural environment. Often perched on mountain peaks, these structures are built in areas considered sacred in Tibetan Buddhism. The mountains themselves are revered as powerful spiritual sites, making them ideal locations for places of worship. The steep, remote locations of these sacred spaces symbolize Tibet's rugged yet resilient spiritual journey, where physical and spiritual elevation go hand in hand. The architecture of Tibetan temples and monasteries is both practical and symbolic. Designed to withstand the harsh conditions of the high-altitude plateau, these buildings feature thick stone walls and sloping roofs to endure heavy snowfall, strong winds, and extreme cold. The intricate designs are adorned with symbols, carvings, and vivid colors that reflect Buddhist teachings, including detailed mandalas and depictions of deities. The layouts are carefully planned, with prayer halls, meditation rooms, and monastic living quarters arranged to foster a peaceful and focused spiritual environment. These sacred spaces are much more than places for prayer and meditation. They serve as cultural hubs where Tibetan traditions are preserved and celebrated. Monasteries act as centers of learning, housing extensive libraries of ancient Buddhist texts and serving as educational institutions for young monks. They also play a key role in the community, providing healthcare, support, and guidance to local people. Religious festivals and rituals, such as the annual Tibetan New Year, Losar, and the Butter Lamp Festival, are celebrated with great reverence and joy, drawing people together in a shared spirit of devotion. For visitors, Tibetan temples and monasteries offer a serene atmosphere where one can connect with the tranquility of the mountains and experience the profound spiritual life of Tibet. The peace and solitude of these spaces allow for deep reflection and spiritual insight, inviting people to pause and consider their own connection to the world around them. Polyandry. Brothers sharing a wife. One of the most unique and fascinating aspects of Tibetan culture is the practice of polyandry, where brothers from the same family share a wife. While uncommon worldwide, this tradition has been a long-standing custom in certain Tibetan communities, particularly in rural and remote regions. Polyandry serves a practical purpose in Tibet's harsh and resource-limited environment, where maintaining and preserving family land is essential for survival. By having one wife for several brothers, families ensure that their land remains consolidated and is not divided into smaller, unsustainable portions for future generations. In these households, the eldest brother typically leads, while younger brothers contribute by managing livestock, farming, or raising children. Paternity is not assigned to a single brother. Instead, children belong to the entire family, reducing inheritance disputes and fostering unity. This system strengthens cooperation among brothers, as they share responsibilities for the household, land, and children. In Tibet's high-altitude terrain, where resources are scarce, polyandry is both a cultural and practical solution, preventing fragmentation of property and ensuring survival. Despite its rarity, this tradition remains an integral part of certain Tibetan communities, reflecting their resilience and adaptability. Sky burial, a sacred farewell. Sky burial is one of the most unique and spiritually significant funeral practices in Tibetan culture. Rooted in Tibetan Buddhism, this ritual involves placing the body of the deceased on a mountaintop or in a remote location where it is consumed by vultures and other scavenging birds. Far from being merely a method of disposal, sky burial is a profound expression of Tibetan beliefs about life, death, and the soul's journey. The practice symbolizes the release of the soul from the physical body and its return to nature. Tibetans believe that the human body is a temporary vessel, and upon death, the soul departs to begin its next incarnation. By offering the body to vultures, the ritual signifies a return to the natural world, where the physical remains are absorbed into the cycle of life. This belief in reincarnation and interconnectedness with nature is central to Tibetan Buddhist philosophy, which emphasizes the transient nature of life and the importance of compassion and non-attachment. Sky burial is also deeply practical in the context of Tibet's harsh environment. In the high-altitude, arid regions of the Tibetan Plateau, wood and other burial materials are scarce, making traditional burials challenging. Additionally, the rocky and frozen landscape is often inhospitable for digging graves, especially in remote areas. By allowing the body to be consumed by vultures, sky burial provides a natural and eco-friendly way to return the body to the earth, ensuring that nothing goes to waste. While sky burial is most commonly practiced in rural and remote regions of Tibet, it remains a deeply respected and enduring tradition throughout Tibetan society. Despite its graphic nature, the ritual is seen as a sacred act, performed with reverence and dignity. For Tibetans, sky burial is not a morbid or unpleasant sight, but a meaningful and symbolic farewell that reflects their belief in the continuity of life and the interdependence of all living beings. The legend of the Yeti. Tibet is well known for its association with the myth of the Yeti, also known as the abominable snowman. This mysterious creature is said to dwell in the rugged and remote regions of the Himalayan mountains, where harsh landscapes and isolation have fueled legends for centuries. The Yeti, often described as a towering ape-like creature covered in thick fur, has captured the imagination of adventurers, scientists, and locals alike. Over the years, there have been various claims of evidence supporting the Yeti's existence, including large human-like footprints, strands of dark hair, and mysterious remains allegedly found in the ice. However, none of these findings have been scientifically validated, leaving the Yeti's existence an unresolved enigma. Despite numerous expeditions and scientific searches, no concrete proof has emerged, and many consider the evidence to be inconclusive or hoaxes. Local Tibetan communities have long believed in the Yeti's presence, with many sharing stories of personal encounters or folklore passed down through generations. Some describe the creature as a protector of the mountains, while others view it as a more ominous being. These stories, though varying in detail, contribute to the deeply ingrained belief in the Yeti within Tibetan culture. For these communities, the Yeti is not just a myth, but a part of their spiritual and cultural heritage. The allure of the Himalayan wilderness, combined with the mystery of the Yeti, continues to attract adventurers, scientists, and mystery seekers eager to explore Tibet's breathtaking landscapes in search of the elusive creature. Whether the Yeti is a cultural myth or a real undiscovered species, its legend adds to the mystique of Tibet, symbolizing the unknown and inviting curiosity and the spirit of adventure. Lhasa and the Potala Palace. Lhasa, the capital of Tibet, is a city deeply intertwined with history, spirituality, and culture. Often referred to as the land of the gods due to its immense religious significance, Lhasa has been the spiritual and political center of Tibet for centuries. Its breathtaking landscapes, combined with its rich traditions, make it a place of profound cultural and religious importance. At the heart of Lhasa stands the iconic Potala Palace, one of the most remarkable architectural wonders of Tibet. Perched on a hilltop, this palace has been the seat of the Dalai Lama for over 1,300 years and remains a symbol of Tibet's spiritual and political heritage. The Potala Palace is a stunning feat of Tibetan architecture, with its towering white and red structures designed to reflect both the divine and the earthly realms. It is divided into two main sections: the White Palace, where the Dalai Lama conducted administrative duties, and the Red Palace, dedicated to meditation, religious study, and housing important Buddhist relics. With over 1,000 rooms, the palace contains numerous chapels, murals, and sacred tombs, many of which hold priceless artifacts and relics essential to Tibetan history and culture. Following the Dalai Lama's exile in 1959, the palace was preserved as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and is now a museum, drawing visitors eager to learn about Tibetan culture and its religious traditions. Another spiritual gem in Lhasa is the Jokhang Temple, considered the holiest site in Tibetan Buddhism. The temple houses the sacred golden Buddha statue, a revered relic that has been the focus of devotion for centuries. Pilgrims from all over Tibet and beyond travel to Lhasa to pay their respects at the Jokhang, making it a central hub for Tibetan spiritual life. Lhasa's tranquil monasteries, vibrant religious festivals, and stunning scenery, including the nearby Mount Kailash and the bustling Barkor street surrounding the Jokhang Temple, create a peaceful atmosphere where visitors can immerse themselves in the traditions of Tibetan Buddhism. For those seeking a deeper understanding of Tibetan culture and spirituality, Lhasa offers an unparalleled opportunity to experience the serenity and beauty that have made this city a beacon of Tibetan heritage. Tibet, the water tower of Asia. Tibet, often referred to as the third pole, plays an essential role in sustaining life not only in Asia, but across the globe. The region's vast glaciers, rivers, and lakes are home to some of the world's largest reserves of fresh water, making Tibet an irreplaceable environmental asset. Its glaciers serve as the primary source of water for major rivers, including the Brahmaputra, Ganges, and Yangtze, which flow through some of the most populous regions in Asia. These rivers provide water for agriculture, industry, and daily life to over 2 billion people, making Tibet the lifeblood of many surrounding countries. Tibet's freshwater reserves are crucial for supporting the agriculture of countries like India, China, and Bangladesh, where millions of people rely on the rivers fed by Tibet's glaciers for irrigation and drinking water. The glaciers act as natural reservoirs, releasing water steadily throughout the year, helping to regulate seasonal water flow and prevent flooding or droughts. Additionally, Tibet's rivers provide water for hydroelectric power, which is essential for energy production in the region. The ecological balance of Tibet is intricately tied to the health of its water systems, which play a critical role in supporting both human and wildlife populations. The unique geography of the Tibetan Plateau also influences regional and global climate patterns, affecting weather systems across Asia and even impacting monsoon patterns critical for agriculture in countries like India and Bangladesh. As the water tower of Asia, Tibet's role in sustaining ecological systems is vital. However, the region's water resources are increasingly under threat due to the climate crisis, with rising temperatures causing glaciers to melt at an alarming rate. Protecting Tibet's environment is not only crucial for the region, but also for the billions of people who depend on its water resources. The 20 Partners Rule, a unique premarital tradition. One of Tibet's most distinctive traditions is the 20 Partners Rule, a premarital custom that defies conventional views on marriage and virginity. Unlike societies that prize virginity, this practice encourages women to engage with at least 20 partners before marriage. Rooted in cultural beliefs, it aims to ensure marital prosperity and personal growth, as marrying a virgin is considered unlucky. Sexual experience is seen as vital for emotional maturity and relationship skills, preparing women for the complexities of marriage. This tradition reflects Tibet's practical realities, where harsh terrains and remote locations make finding stable partners challenging. Women collect tokens, personal items or symbolic gifts, from each partner as proof of fulfilling the rule. These tokens, often documented in a marriage eligibility record, signify readiness for marriage and adherence to cultural norms. While controversial to outsiders, the 20 Partners Rule underscores Tibetan values of experience and social harmony. It highlights the intersection of cultural beliefs and practical needs, offering insight into a society that prioritizes emotional growth and resilience. This unique tradition showcases how Tibetan culture adapts to its environment, blending tradition with the demands of survival in one of the world's most challenging landscapes. Buddhism, the heart of Tibetan culture. Buddhism is the core of Tibetan culture, deeply woven into the fabric of everyday life and guiding the values, traditions, and worldview of the Tibetan people. For centuries, Tibetan Buddhism has shaped how Tibetans interact with each other, their environment, and the spiritual realm. It offers wisdom, comfort, and solace, especially in the face of hardship, providing a sense of purpose and direction. the teachings of Buddhism emphasize the pursuit of spiritual enlightenment, the practice of compassion, and the alleviation of suffering, principles that influence all aspects of Tibetan life. Tibetan monasteries are at the heart of this spiritual life, serving not only as places of worship, but also as community centers where education, healthcare, and cultural preservation thrive. Monasteries are where the majority of Tibetan children receive their education, learning not only Buddhist scriptures, but also subjects like history, art, and medicine. Monks act as spiritual guides, offering teachings, guidance, and emotional support to those in need. The practice of chanting, meditation, and prayer is central to daily life, with Tibetans often spending hours in these sacred activities to deepen their connection to the divine and cultivate inner peace. Tibetan art and architecture are also deeply influenced by Buddhist teachings. Thangka paintings, intricate works of art depicting Buddhist deities, symbols, and mandalas are created with meticulous detail and spiritual significance. Similarly, grand Buddha statues found in monasteries and temples represent hope, enlightenment, and the ultimate goal of Buddhist practice. The belief in reincarnation plays a significant role in Tibetan Buddhism. Tibetans believe that through reincarnation, spiritual growth continues across lifetimes, offering a sense of continuity and connection with their ancestors. This belief provides comfort, especially during times of loss or struggle, as it assures Tibetans that the spirit lives on and the cycle of life and death is part of a greater spiritual journey. Tibetan Buddhism is not just a religion but a way of life, shaping the culture, values, and identity of the Tibetan people. Its teachings of compassion, resilience, and interconnectedness continue to inspire and guide Tibetans in their daily lives, making it the heart of Tibetan culture. That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoy the video, please let us know by clicking the like button, do share, write a comment, and don't forget to subscribe.